There are so many beautiful things that are flowing in towards you, and you don't even see this coming. It feels like there's going to be this real deep gratitude and appreciation for life that you will have as you start to see these beautiful gifts be presented to you, these beautiful things be presented to you. And expect the unexpected is what I just heard. But it does feel like it's gonna shock you. It's gonna sideswipe you, take you by surprise. That's coming through. It's gonna bring a real warmth into your heart and into your life and into yourself again. It feels like a flame is going to kind of be reignited within you. Kind of like this faith in society, this faith in the world, this faith in the universe, God, source, whatever you call it. Can you tell us more about these beautiful gifts that are coming through? So this is more than one, which is interesting. You definitely released a recent kind of way of thinking or a way of functioning, and that's actually what's bringing this forward. So you've decided to let go of that, and the 10 of coins is at the bottom of the deck, right? So 10 of pentacles. And by being able to release this thing that was keeping you trapped, it was keeping you stuck in these old patterns and in these old cycles, you're actually bringing towards you this really beautiful abundance. And it feels like you decided that this thing wasn't fitting your life anymore, and this thing wasn't worth your time or your space. It wasn't worth your energy anymore. And that's actually what caused you to kind of push this out, was like you choosing yourself. And by choosing yourself, you've made the choice to stop thinking in this way, stop putting focus into this thing, into this energy here. And since you stopped doing that, you started to see yourself, right? You're seeing yourself, your abundance, your confidence, your worthiness, how worthy you are, like everything that you're worth. And I'm starting to talk really fast, so it feels like a lot of like excited energy, like is coming through when it comes to this energy. But because you're truly seeing yourself and your abundance, you're seeing your worth, you're seeing what you deserve, you're seeing what deserves your time and your energy and what doesn't, and you're being able to make that choice for yourself instead of for other people, which I feel like in the past that may have been more difficult for you, but you're actually truly doing it for you. And that's what's bringing this towards you. This release that happened pretty recently feels like it was definitely a tower moment. So it was not something that you could take with you into this next journey, into this next space. And this tower that recently happened that caused this shift for you actually caused you to feel like a lack of hope, right? So like these gifts that are coming in are going to refill that hope. They're going to rejuvenate that hope. They're going to bring that hope back. And this tower definitely kind of like, it feels like it collapsed you a little bit. It feels like it caused you to question a lot. It caused you to kind of feel really like everything was on its head, like everything kind of flipped upside down. And that made you lack hope. There was a part of you that also started to like lack faith or not have faith or like fall out of faith is what I just heard. But the reason that this happened was so that you would shift this dynamic. And what I'm hearing very clearly is sometimes we have to hit rock bottom before we will make a change. Like we're not going to make a change when we're comfortable. We're only going to make that change when we absolutely have to and it's necessary, right? So not to be the bearer of bad news, but you kind of had to smack the ground for you to wake up and realize what you deserved and to be able to shift this, to actually want to shift this, to choose to shift this. Blackbirds could be significant for you. You may be seeing a lot of them right now. And this Tower was kind of what needed to happen because it was keeping this away, right? The Eight of Wands upside down. So the Tower was what needed to happen so the Eight of Wands could turn upright. So this thing could move towards you very quickly, these gifts that are coming towards you. It feels like it's a new beginning. And it does feel like it's a new beginning, and it feels like this is something that used to cause you a lot of anxiety. Or is this a person that's in anxiety? Oops. I almost dropped the whole deck. I think this is a person that's in anxiety that's coming towards you. So this is somebody that you've known or had some type of connection with, and I'm getting chills. And the communication has been stalled. Interesting. And this person could be a earth sign. They don't have to be, but they could be. But this communication has been stalled for them, and almost dropping my deck the way that I just did, it feels like this person is very like scattered and all over the place and kind of like having a little bit of a tizzy when it comes to having to speak to you or talk to you or come towards you or communicate with you. And this communication has kind of been something that's been working for a while in the background, like that hasn't actually come through. So there's been a lot of thought that's gone into this communication, a lot of writing of text, a lot of writing of conversations, a lot of wanting to reach out, but then kind of pulling back last moment. So there's been this like kind of fighting energy that I'm picking up that's coming up with this. And that actually kind of makes sense with the excitement that you're going to feel when this comes towards you. Because I think there's a part of you who thought that this was over or that this was done. Whoever this person is, they're choosing to move on from whatever was blocking the communication from coming through. So it feels like there was something that was keeping the communication from coming in, and they were choosing that thing for a long time, and they're finally saying, no more, I'm not following that anymore. I'm actually just going to take the leap and I'm going to move forward. Because we did get the Fool here. So this person does want a new beginning. They want to repair the relationship. So they want to start over. What else can you tell me about this, Spirit? I do feel like this person has been very much in their head for a while about this. Wow, the Chariot. So this is moving in quick. King of Wands. This is moving in quick because this person is starting to really like see their own confidence. And it feels like you've inspired them. So it feels like you've like inspired them to want to work on their own confidence, to want to do some of their own work, to want to be able to kind of level up to meet you. It does feel like in the past you set boundaries with this person. So like they were playing games or they were like not coming in correct, and you kind of like cut that off. And you chose yourself. And that's actually what pushed this forward. Interesting. That actually you choosing yourself is actually what moved this forward. And what's coming through with this is kind of like that idea about when we detach from something, then we really are able to give it the space to come back towards us. It's kind of like a boomerang, right? And when you set the boundary, it doesn't feel like it was something that was easy for you exactly, but it does feel like it was something that you felt like was necessary at that point in time. And even though you thought that they were going to respond differently to the boundary and they didn't, you actually made the right move, because by pushing this away, it actually put distance in between the situation for this person to have to reflect and do the work so that they could come back to meet you. So they needed to do some inner work before they were going to be able to match you on your level and like match your vibration. It does feel like this distance apart has made them wiser, but has also made you wiser. And because of this distance, there's been this real feeling of being able to motivate the other. And I think that's also why this starting brand new and fresh is going to be so different, because you're not the same people is what I'm hearing. Like, you're completely different people. It does feel like you were in this like Sword of Wands energy in the past where you were a little bit harsher. Maybe you could cut with your words. You were a little bit tougher in the way that you communicated, coming from more of a protective place. And actually the distance that you took in between this caused you to be able to learn how to soften a little bit and learn how to not be so harsh with the way that you communicate things. And it also helped you to not feel like you need to protect yourself so harshly when it comes to relationships in general. You've like kind of found your footing is what I just heard in this situation. This situation pushed you to find your footing. It pushed you to find your confidence. It pushed you to find the fire within you. To like trust in yourself and move forward differently. So there was like this significant growth that kind of happened with both of you in a way. This card does not want to come out. Interesting. It does feel like in the past there was kind of like this you versus me energy, or like at least that was kind of like what you were seeing things as. It feels like a very black and white kind of way of thinking. And this is actually what's transformed. This is what's shifted. This is what you've been able to kind of like overcome and work through. And the other person as well, in some ways, has been able to overcome and work through that. I think you both see each other as a wish fulfillment, to be honest with you. And I just think it's like that idea of wrong person, wrong time, right? Like that's coming through pretty significantly with this reading. And it's just been stuck. It's been in pause, the Hanged Man. It's been in pause until perspective could change. It was in pause until healing could happen. And until you could truly see your worth, because until you could truly see your worth, you were, and they could truly see their worth, there wasn't this equal give and take that could actually happen in the dynamic. There was a rebalancing that really needed to occur before this could come back. Because if it had come back any earlier, right, it wouldn't have been able to solidify or ground. It would have fallen apart before it even began, which it does feel like this did fall apart before it could become anything in the past, and that just would have continued to happen. And maybe that's happened a couple of times in this dynamic, but there was growth that needed to happen before the come around could come back, before like that could actually be solidified and solid. Interesting. The 10 of Pentacles is what I just split to. And so what's coming up for me with that is kind of like, you know, this is like the family. This is the house. This is the career. This is the power couple energy. It's kind of like maybe always knowing that you two were meant to be in that space, but just not realizing what needed to happen before that could happen. So like I'm hearing trust the timing of your life. I also feel like this person had to do some emotional maturing. It does feel like there was like a lack of emotional maturity as well, which definitely caused an issue in this dynamic and some problems. What's the outcome going to be? It's going to be a passionate new beginning, for sure. I got the Ace of Wands out here. I definitely feel like you have kind of been pretty hurt in this dynamic because you thought things were going to go differently and they didn't. And I think also there was that emotional immaturity. And so there was a part of you that kind of like gave up on this, which actually is what's bringing it forward. And there were certain things that needed to happen when it came to just like the internal growth and stuff. And I feel like you are gonna kind of have the free will and choice to decide what to do with this. It feels like some of you are gonna choose to move forward and some of you are gonna choose to let it go. And to be honest with you, if it's meant for you, it will always come back, right? They will continue to put the effort in. And I think for whoever I'm talking to, you just have this strength in you where this thing disrupted your life in the past and you're just not wanting that again at this point in time. I do think it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to like face this again. Like it is going to bring up certain feelings and emotions for you. But I also feel like it's going to be a really beautiful thing in some ways too. Because I think a part of you always knew. So it's also going to confirm this kind of like confidence within yourself and ability within yourself that I don't think you have completely reinforced with yourself yet. So, yeah. I mean, this is really beautiful energy. And I think like whatever you choose is the best thing that's for you. I am hearing red thread. And so if you felt like this was a red thread connection, then you are correct. And also know that if a red thread is meant to be, it will always be, right? So you don't have to people please. You don't have to, move things forward too quickly. Like take your time and move through this in a pace that feels comfortable and good for you. And make sure that you're seeing the behaviors, not just the words. Make sure that it's all matching up. And just know that this has always been meant for you, but you already knew that. If this resonated for you, leave me 888 because abundance, gifts, presents in the comments. And like and follow for more. I love you so much. Take care.